Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is day 3 of learning HTML. I hope you have covered the day 1 and day 2 videos. Along with that, I've also uploaded a practice video which is covering concepts of both day 1 and day 2, where I have myself written two codes, two websites idea of day 1 and day 2. So if you have revised that, welcome to day 3. Today we'll be extending our knowledge to tables and also to forms. And this part is slightly tougher, I would say, compared to the image links, all of that. So we'll go slower, and also I'll be doing just like how I did in day 2, one more website will be coded practically to understand. We'll go slowly, there's nothing to worry. It's all about being able to remember where which syntax you have to use. For example, for anchor tag you have to use href, for image you have to use source, for section you have to use id, correct? For navigation we used href, as I told you. So that's how you can remember, and you have to remember, you don't have any choice. Now let's come to this part. First is tables. Now what is tables? We have, it's basically displaying data in rows and columns format. A table is showing information that naturally fits into a grid, rows and columns, like a spreadsheet, a timetable, or a list of names with ages. So now basic table, see, this is not the beginning of the code. How the syntax works, doc type, html head, then you have the body, in that you have header, main, footer, all of that we have already discussed. That also we will just revise once today before we go to practical, hands on. Before that, this is the basic syntax of our table works. So table, then you have tr, and this name and age comes with td. Then you have one more tr, where you have two values corresponding to name and corresponding to age. Then you have the next tr, which is again corresponding to the name, and the other one corresponding to the age, and then you close the tr. So table is the outer container, like how UL was for lists. Everything table related goes inside it. Now tr is the table row. Table row. In that row, what should be given? That is there in tr. And td is table data, each individual or cell box inside the what it runs. So under each table you have table row, that is saying that this comes in the row, and then for each of that you have table data as well. Now we're going to use the proper header. See, all of these, name, age, Ria 19, Aman 20, all of these are same. So how do I differentiate which is, see, basically what is this? This name and age is like the basic this thing. Under this you have certain data. How is that going to get differentiated is what we're going to see next. This is how we're going to write. Table, T head. Under T head, now how you had under body, you had under that you had head and body. In the main head, you have head and body, and then in table also you have head and body. In the head, you will have the basic head tr. In that you have th before you say td, right? No, because this is in the header. This is in the header. You want to write th itself. So first you're going to write table, and table first. Then you're going to mention t head. In that you have tr. In that you again have th further. So th, and then you close the tr, then close the t head. Then t body you're going to open. In that also again tr is there, and that in the data is there. Each data. Then you're going to close tr of this one and that one separately, and then you're going to close the t body. Okay, understand? So before any t head, or before any th or before any td, you will definitely have tr enclosing it. So th is the table header, same idea as td, but semantically marks a cell as heading for its column. Browse automatically, bold and center it. T head groups your header rows together separate from the actual data. T body groups the actual data together. So technically we don't need this, as I showed you before also, just with td we're able to write. But using th for header cells instead of plain td, is important. Screen readers rely on the th to announce this column is called age, all of that. So when it's going to come, it's going to come. So once again, we'll revise the syntax. Let's go slowly, no urgency. First we had table. Under table, you have two things, t head and t body. So first we'll go with t head. Under t head, you will again have t. This tr is always going to be there. Remember tr. Remember. Under tr, you have first th, where you're going to write say age, and you're going to close the th, and then say you can say name, and then you can close this tr, and then you can also close the head, and then you're going to open the t body, where in also you will have the tr, and then this is going to be t data. You want to write say ria, you're going to close the t data, and again you're going to open t data, and then you're going to write say 20. You're going to close the t data, and then you're going to close the tr for this one. Again you can open a different tr for that, and you can write. Okay, this much is clear. Whichever is in the head will become th, which is in the body will become td. That much also you can remember. Then you can yes, close the body and you can close the table also. Okay, clear. The one major part of tables is done. Next is coming to forms. This is again lengthier. Okay, this is quite lengthy. Here you will have different kinds of things going on here, so we will go even more slower. Till here, I hope everything's clear. If it's not, just revise once. It'll be alright. The problem is, even when we are understanding, we understood what is happening. But sometimes, while coding, you might forget. And that's totally okay. That's totally normal. Only when you revise, re-revise by doing some project works, only then you will understand. Okay. Next, come to forms. Very slowly we'll go. Now, forms, like you all might have attempted to Google Forms ever once at least. What is it basically doing? You're going to fill the name, then it asks you to fill your graduation year or something like that. There are multiple options. So how is it actually clicking? How is it taking input? All of that is basically one example which I'm trying to explain here. A form is how a web page collects information from the user, that is their name, email, message, choices, uploads, etc. Like sign up, login, contact us, checkout, all of that you have must have seen. Now look how it's working. You have to remember this. There is no choice at all. There's no choice at all. Okay. Now for table we use table. For form we're going to use form. That is straightforward, understood. Straightforward, understood. Two lines you've understood already. Great. That's great. Okay. Two lines you've understood already. That's great. Excuse me. Now label. This label is a closing tag as well. So label. In label, for will come. Label for. Got it? Label. In that for equals to name. This label is for what? This label is for name. And this is going to be displayed over there. Okay. Simple. Label for equals to name. Name. Name semicolon in sense what has to be displayed. And then you can close the label. That's it. Easy. This was the label. Now this is what is displayed over here. If you can see, this is what is displayed over here. This is the label. But you have to make this part now. For that you have to use the input. Input. What kind of input are you going to try to name? Is it text only, right? So text. Text type a label for. Under input, you're going to write type equals text. And id equals this part. Id equals name. And then here name, id, type, id, name, placeholder. Four things will come. See, remember like this, okay? Under the form, you will have the label and input. Two things are there. One is label and one is input. Under label, straightforward, for is there. For what? For name. So that one done. Then for that label, you have to give an input. In that input, four things you have to write. One is what kind of input, that is type. And one in label you have written, right? For what? That ID. is going to come here. ID equals name, and one is what is the name of it, that you can write name, and placeholder, that is, and what is supposed to be seen over there. This name part might confuse a little bit for now, because where is it being seen, you might feel. We'll come to it. Okay. Name and placeholder, what has to be seen, what has to be seen to the user. That will, when you're typing, this will go, this placeholder will go when you start typing. And then button, something you have to click, something like that. Then button will come, and button will have type, that is submit. Type submit, and you can hit submit and close the button. Okay. So form, which wraps everything the user needs to fill in, like a folder holding all related files together. Then you have label, the visible text describing a field like name, email, all that. The for attribute must match the input's ID. This connects them, that is, clicking the label focuses the input and screen readers announces them together. This we understood, right? So input type equals to text. This is a single line text box. Type, changing type changes its behavior. Okay, that we also will see. Now placeholder, light gray hint, which is you can see over here. Hint text shown inside the empty box. This appears once you start typing. As I told you, it's not the same as a real value. Don't rely on it as a label replacement. Next is button type equals submit. This part. What does this mean? The button the user clicks to send the form. Okay. Now, as told you, if you change the type, what it gives also differs. So if you give text, normal single line text. If your type equals to email, then text box that checks for a valid email pattern like at dash.com. Password, a text box that hides typed characters as dots. Number only accepts numbers, often with up down arrows. Radio, round button, pick one option out of a group. Checkbox means everything you can click. Radio means if you click this and then you click this will get unclicked. Then if you click this will get unclicked. Then again, if you re-click this, then this will get unclicked. Only at one time, only one you can pick. And submit, the button that sends the form. So some other useful elements are being discussed here. Before once, let's revise this so we don't forget. First, we started with form. Okay, this is purely from a student for every student type sessions which I take. So remember that I'm also learning with all of you all. Okay, so form, under form, I wrote two things: is a label, and label for what? So for equals, say name, and you can close this, and then I will write name and then close the label. Then now comes in input first type, the type is equal to text, what you're typing. Then comes the ID equals name. After ID, again name comes, which is name. If it was email, the name equals email. Let me just quickly cross check. Everything is double quotes. Okay, and then comes the placeholder. Then comes the placeholder which says enter your name. Okay, and then closing this. So input label, input is also it does not require closing tag. Okay, so this you understood how it's working. Then we can just button, how does it work? Button type equals, you can write submit. For button it is type submit, and then you can write submit here, which has to be shown to the user, and then you can close the button tag and you can close the form tab as well. Now let's explore some other things. Now if suppose label for topic, if the for is topic, that time it was what? Name. Now it is for topic. Select ID, type is topic, which is coming from here, correct? And name, topic. See here also they're not given all four things like ID, then type, all of that is not given here. So different things you have to understand, not like everywhere all four will come. Okay. Option, general inquiry, close option, then option, feedback, close, then close the select itself. And here it's label and select. There it was label and input. For input, four will come here, this much only. So this select and option, if you're writing together, what does that mean is a drop down menu. Like select is the container, each option is one choice in the drop down, like that will come. And here label for message text area. See here we used one thing known as select, and then here one is coming text area. Text area ID equals message name. Even in the above one, select also ID and message came. I mean ID and name came. Also ID and name came. That's a text area. Multiple lines of text can be written here. So input. Now this required thing. So add. So when you write, see input type equals to text ID name equals to name. This much we write, and placeholder also we write. Even if it's not there, it'll come as a box, right, without the text inside it. When I write required, it means that this form cannot be submitted without filling this. Did you understand? The form can be submitted without filling this part. Now, one complete uh, contact form we will analyze. Okay, slowly we'll go. No hurry. Starting is form that we understood. Label. See, you can see label, input, label, input, label, input, label, input. That's how it works. Now, inside that there is multiple things to understand that we will understand. Label for f name. That is basically this f. Whatever is inside it, that can change. Not an issue at all. Okay. So label for f name, basically full name. Now input type is text. ID is going to be same as what is going to come over here. Name equals f name. Placeholder your full name. So you have text, ID, then you have the name and placeholder. So TINP. Just you can't remember like that, but I'm just telling. For email, similarly, label for, that is equal to email, closing that email, and then label you're closing. Input type equals to now email, and ID will be equal to email, then name equals email, placeholder, this one requirements, it has to be compulsory filled. Next, suppose label for pass. Okay, that pass means what? Password. So input type equals password. See, this is fixed. Okay, what can change is what you're writing over here, that is can be varied. F name or the full name. So label for pass, that's how I'm understanding it. So input type is password, ID equals pass, name equals pass. Preferred contact method. Say label preferred contact method. Here am I writing ID equals to all that? No, because that is not required here. I mean not ID, for. Okay. Input, when you're choosing options, right, that time not required. Input type radio, name, contact, value, email. Input type radio, name, contact, value, phone. So how is that going to look? Look, preferred contact method. Okay, means either one you can choose. So input type radio, name equals contact, which is not shown here, means that's not going to be shown. So I'm not sure if that's composition. Will, while you are trying, we'll do. So type and value. So what value will come? That email, phone, and here you can display what has to be printed. Okay, we'll see. If we are not able to cover everything to recording, it's okay, we'll do part by part, not an issue. Next, label for equals topic. Topic will come, means you have to that select option will come, and topic you have to choose. Select ID equals topic, name topic, option general inquiry or feedback or job opportunity, whatever. These are the three options. So when you go to this drop down menu, you'll have three options like this. Next, label for message. So text area means large area will come over here. You can write multiple lines in this. So name and placeholder. Next, input type checkbox. This is a check box. Okay, remember check box. So the name of it is subscribe to newsletter. And then you have the submit button type equal to submit, then send message button. Okay, that's how a basic form is done. Now we will see one entire thing. It might look very overwhelming. Trust me, when we do our own sample thing, when we're trying to figure out things by our own, we're trying to make it very simple. See, I'm not saying just when you read it once, you'll be able to use all of these radio, select, option, all of these things to learn. You will not be able to read it once. Only when you find the requirement, you have to learn, relearn, and do it. That's how things work. Because you cannot remember all the features at once. It's kind of no unfair for me to expect it in day three itself. So doc type HTML, this we know HTML head, title, closing the head body. Or in the body you have the header where you have your page, and then you have href attaching to all of these, and these are going to be coming over here. So that header is getting closed, navigation closed, then main section. About me is there. In about me there's no, just about me and paragraph, all of that. The next section, id equals hobbies is there. Remember, id is going to come to section. What happens when you learn so much, you start to forget the older things. It feels overwhelming, it feels congested in the brain. Giving proper space allocation to each. Give some space, give some space. It's not compulsory that you have to learn each and every line to line to line. No, based on the requirements we will learn slowly. Okay, section id equals hobbies, then my hobbies, and you can list image attaching. This also we have done in the previous video. Next, section id equals skills, then my skills. Now coming to the table over here. So tr, here they have made like tr, then th skill, then another th. Might be kind of confusing to see like this. I'll just go back to the table area. I think it was better to understand. See, there they have closed each tr they have closed. Here you can see tr, then all the roles is given th. But here have they used t head is what you have to see. Here they have not used t head. We can using t head as well. Okay, how are we going to do using to a table? T head, tr, th, skill, close the th level, close the th, close the tr, close the t head, open t body, open tr, open td, correct, td. In that you can write html, close td, open td, css, close td, so on so forth. Okay, that table part is done, and section you can close, hr you can. Then contact. This let's analyze again carefully. Section id equals contact. Okay, id equals contact. Now, what does that mean? This contact part, whichever is there here, that is going to come to that this part over here. So contact me form. Now to contact that person, you have to fill that form. Label. In label you have for, in input you have type. That's that. Remember that. Label for name, then input type text id, placeholder your name, then email, then message. See, might forget, it's fine, we'll come back revise. Text id equals message, placeholder equals type your message. Okay, okay, here type is not there, is it? In text area here type is not there, only id and name is there. See, that's why it's confusing, because different things have different. And then button type, that which you can go to, which we can use to submit and send, and the form is closed, and then you have the footer. All of this is in the body. Okay, so this is how it's going to get displayed. We will try now. So I have a question which I have got before, which we will try to answer these 10 questions which I have got MCQ based, so that we will try to analyze if you have grasped the information or not. That's it. Which tag represents one horizontal row in the table? Horizontal row. So TR, correct? Because TH is for the heading and TD is for the what? The data. So horizontal row is TR according to me. We will cross check, not to worry. What's the main difference between TD and TH? TH is there for the header cells, TD is for the regular data. What connects label to its input? This one. At for an ID. Which input uh, type hides for the user type showing dot instead? Type password. You want the user to pick exactly one option out of three, so we use the radio button. Which element allows multiple lines of like a message box, that is text area? What does adding required to an input do? So prevents form submission if that field is left empty. Can multiple checkboxes in the same group be selected at once? Because it's check boxes, yes. Which tag creates a drop down menu? Select. What groups the header rows of a table separately from the data rows? So T head. Okay. Now I will try to solve one question together with all of you guys. That is a student registration page. We're going to build a student registration page. Yes, such videos will be quite longer because we have taken almost like 30 minutes almost just for explanation and theory. Just two topics, period, table and forms, which itself was extremely exhausting because forms table was still fine, doable, understandable, but forms has a vast, very vast details, very vast syntaxes. So it will take time for us to grasp. I will not expect everything to be grasped within this week or anything like that. It's a long process, which will it's continuous learning process, I would like to say. So student registration page. So to create a web page for school registration. So I'll tell you more about it once we start doing. First, let's start. When we start, we'll obviously start seeing how the page is coming out, and then we will add the necessary details. So doc type HTML, this is the first line, then HTML inside this head, inside which title, okay, and title I'm going to write it as Bright Future Academy. And after that, I'm just seeing some question what is asking, that's why I'm just seeing here and there. After head, we need the body. In the body, we have header, foot, all of that. So let's start with header. In the header, let's go to navigation where I will add anchor links starting with a href equals to, first is the home tab, and here I'm just going to write home, before which, before the in the header tag itself, I am going to write a h1 heading which is going to say Bright Future Academy, and then I'm going to write, so that makes more sense this way. And another anchor tag href equals to courses, so I'll write hashtag courses, and it's going to be a student registration form if the question is not clear yet. And I will tell more about the question as we proceed, not to worry. Href equals contact, hashtag contact actually, and here I'll write contact. Okay, this much is clear. We're done with the header, guys. Congratulations. Now let's come to the main, which is inside the body. In the main, we'll have the rest of the things. In the main, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the home part to this. Okay, so I'll write section, then id equals this h, I'll make it small cause yeah, id equals home. In this, I'm going to write a welcome paragraph. So before that, I need a H2 heading to make more sense about what this is. So here I'll write welcome to Bright Future Academy. What happened? Yeah, very simple. Register today and start your learning journey. All of this conventional typing is purely AI based. Okay, if there's any resemblance, it's purely coincidence. Okay, because the current I'm asking AI to generate, so I don't waste time thinking what all of this is. Okay, so I'll just because I'm making a proper website to show you all, I'll just use some strong tag as well. Okay, this much I will keep it in the home. Along with this, I will also add an image. Actually, I'll keep more in this section. So I'll also add an image, src, sorry, image src equals, and I have actually copy pasted the link. I hope it's this one itself. Let me see. No, this is dog's photo. This is for another project which I will tell about shortly. Let's see this one. Yeah, this makes more sense. And I have to write an alt text for this. Alt equals, let's say, students in a classroom, and that's all text. And I will also increase the width of this to say 400. The thing is a little blur, but let's excuse that. I'll try to make it a little bit more bigger. 500. Okay, 600. Okay, that's a little too much. Okay, it works. Okay, it's fine. Okay, let's reduce. Sorry, 400. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And let me just close the image. And after this, I also want to add the registration steps over here. Before I go to courses, I want to add the registration steps as well. An extra step, no harm in writing, right? So I'm just going to use the strong tag again and write steps for registration. And after this, I want an ordered list actually to mention the steps. And here I just have to write whatever is required. Fill in your personal details. Then the next step which I want is choose your preferred course. The next step which I want is verify your email address. And the next step which I want is submit the registration form. The next list which I want is wait for confirmation. Okay, you can see that that's how it's getting um, shown. Okay, this thing I'll actually like to make it instead of paragraph tag. I would like to make it as H2 level, or make it H3, but I'll just make it H2 for now because I want it quite slightly bigger itself. Okay, okay. After that, I want to enlist the courses. Now that courses, I want to make it in tabular form. This is how I'm going to do it. This section is done, of course. The next section which I'm going to open, ID equals courses, and this I'll just close. And now I want to do it this in the table format. Before that, I'll just write a H2 heading saying that these are the available courses. Available courses. Okay. After this, I will open a table, close table, all of that. Then I need T head under which the headings will be there. So this I have to write it. First, will be everything will be enclosed in TR, irrespective of TR. It will be enclosed in T. This one. And now because this is this TH, I have to write, and I have to write course, and the next TH I have to write duration, and the next TH I have to write fee. This marks the head of T head. But a T body is not done yet. So let's go to T body. And in T body, also I will have TR, within which I will have TD. Under this, HTML. Then next, that same row data, I'm going to write it as 1, my bad, 1 month. And then next TD, I'm going to write as 500. This is one TR. Like this, I'm going to write two more TRs. Okay, so TR, making it quite lengthy, not just to simply to time pass here. Okay, it's definitely going to add some value. Before that, you want to see the result. Let's see. Okay, it's coming out really well. I'm happy. TR. See, this all learning steps is this itself. TD. The first TD is going to be of. You have to understand which one is first. First one you gave course duration fee. In the same order you have to type. If you change, then it's going to get changed. CSS. Then the next TD is going to be of the duration, which is also 1 month. I have to pick up some speed. The next TD is of the fee, which I'm going to keep it as 600. That TR also is done. So next, go to the next TR, that is the next row basically, and then in that I'll open TD, and the next one is going to be of JavaScript, and the next TD I'm going to keep it as 2 months, and the next one, the next TD, I'm going to keep the price as 1200. Okay, so three I've done. I think this is enough for now. Okay, see, it's coming out really well. Now I have to come to the form. Okay, now I have to come to the form. Now this is a tricky part. We'll go very slowly. Okay, T body table, all of this is done. This section also is done. Next we have to, okay, contact, instead of contact, because just give me a second, I'll just check once again. Because instead of contact, we could do courses, is what I'm feeling. Okay, contact also be there. We will add contact as well. But before that, our main thing is the form. So let's go to the form. And in the form, the first one we want to correct is the this one. So before I put the to heading, which is going to be registration form. In this will go very slowly because it's quite hard. First label, then for. Today we have just learned, so it's easy to remember. Over time, there's chances of forgetting. That's totally okay. Name, and here I'm just going to write it as name. But with this, only that name part will be visible. Nothing else will be visible. See, you have to write input also for that. So that will go slowly. Input. In input, we have to write type, and the type here is of text. Very good. After type, I need the ID, which is going to be name, which I written in the for. After that, again this name. One thing we'll do, I'll skip the name and we'll see what will happen, because that thing is not going to be visible, right? So that I'll see placeholder equals enter your name. Okay, see, all of this I'm writing by myself. What I said, I'm using AI is for writing the content, like what is this HTML, all of this, fill in a personal details, all of these. But the core I'm writing entirely by myself. See, you can type here. Okay. The next thing is to write the next label, that is for, and the next one is going to be email. This one Again, I'm going to write it as email and colon. Label is done. Now let's write the input type equals, should I write here? I should write email. After that, without the name also it's working. Without the name also it's working. So I will just skip it for now. In future, once required, I will definitely check upon it. And when we're doing tomorrow projects, anyway, two more projects I just will be doing in tomorrow's video. So check it out. So there I will tell you more about it. Okay. For now, I'm just making it as simple as I can. So ID equals email and placeholder equals enter your email. That's it. Done. If you want to make it in the next line, just add a break tag here. That's it. So it'll come in the next line. Okay, like that. After email, the next thing which we would want to do is the password. So similarly, let's go to label, then here for equals, I'm going to write password and close this, and then I'm going to write password and colon. The next one I'm going to write input, here first type, the type, first type is important. Okay, what type are you going to type? Type equals password. After that, ID comes in, which is also password. Then placeholder I'm just going to add, which is going to be enter your password, and I'm going to close the input. Let's see till here how it is. Yeah, nice. Then comes the next one, which is to enter your age. So label for equals age, and here I'm going to write age. I'm not using the required anywhere, just required you can add at the last. Over here it'll work. Okay, suppose over here if I'm writing required and the form will not get submitted without this. That's it, nothing to worry, but I'll not write it now because I already explained the use case. Anyway, age label is created, and add colon also to make it more readable. And then I'll use input type equals, I've forgotten, I think it's number or numbers, I've forgotten. And ID equals age, and placeholder equals enter your age. We'll see if it works. It's working. As you can see, only numbers is getting displayed here. So did you understand why? But here you see it's coming in dot format. Did you understand? Email. Did you understand? Next. After age, we require gender also, which gender should either be male or female, correct? I'm going to add only male and female. So it has to be in radio format. Okay, that's the thing over here, which I've kind of already forgotten to be honest. But yeah, let's try. Let's try. Label for equals gender, gender, and here I'm going to write input type equals radio. After this, when I'm clueless to be honest. ID equals gender. Okay. Option, and supposed to come here itself. Option equals male. Option, I've forgotten this, I'll cross check, don't worry. Female. I'm just trying to do trial and error because that's how you'll remember in long term. Okay, so let's definitely not that. So let's just check here how radio is working. Radio. Let's try to find radio part. Yeah, it's here. So okay, it's going to be value, not option. It's going to be value, and you have tried it twice. For every option, you have tried it twice. Okay, got it. It's not option. So this is how you're going to learn in the long run. This is how you're going to learn. And this is supposed to be in double quotes. Maybe that's why also it's not catching. Not yet. Okay, we will see what to be done. Okay, I think I'm supposed to write male here. Yeah, got it. So even if I write option here, is it working? Is what I want to also check. It is working. So now this is confusing me. Okay. So see, it's supposed to be value, and I've also missed the name, and there's no ID. I mean, there's ID. There's supposed to be. There's supposed to be. Okay. There's supposed to be type and name. There's no ID as such. Okay. Okay, I'm just writing it like this. I will tell you all the corrections in the next video itself. Okay, because what's working right now, I am also not sure why it is wrong. So I will not simply say that it's wrong and discourage. Type radio, and here I'm just going to write ID. This is my first time as well. I swear this is my first time as well writing this much still here. So it's more of a learn with me session where you can learn my mistakes and your mistakes as well. Okay, and here I will write female. Okay, now let's see if I'm able to choose both the options or one option. I'm able to choose both. That's not supposed to be happening. That's not supposed to be happening. Only one is supposed to be coming. So there is definitely some mistake. There's also no ID. Should I add something which I'm missing? Okay, I'll check that and come back to you. There is some error in this. We'll figure it out. Not to worry. Okay. Next comes course interested in. This is the check post thing. Here also you will have, this is for label for, okay. So label, and then you will have select, and then you will have option. Okay. This is still easy to understand, but that one was not. So here you will have label for equals courses, and here I'll write choose required course, and then I will write select id equals, sorry, first type I should write as, okay, it's just id and there's no type over here. There's no type over here itself. Just id, and name I'm going to skip now. Also, we'll see what's going to happen. Okay. I'm also learning with you guys, so please forgive me for the lag which I'm doing. And here I'm going to write option as html. Let me just see how it's coming. Have I missed something again? Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I thought, okay. Option CSS, then option JS. This just requires a refresh, nothing else. Okay. So here I can choose what I want. Okay, that also works. Then next comes a submit button. So that one also let's try. Label for equals submit, and here you can write submit, and then here I can just write input type equals submit, id equals submit, and I can close this. Now let's see how it is. I'll just add a break here and here. Submit the form here. Okay. And after that, I also want to add the contact section because it's given over there. Inside the main itself. So I'll just write section id equals contact. Just 1 2 line I will write, nothing much. Contact me, and then I'll just write a paragraph. Phone number, and binary whatever, and then I'll just write break tag because I'm on a different line, and then I'm going to write email, and here also I'm going to write at gmail.com. Totally random. After this, the main is done. I'll open the footer, and here I want some copyright stuff to be written. So that one I will write now. So let's do the last part. 2026 already been an hour. 2026 bright future academy. Okay, so done. We have successfully completed our first very big project. So if you go to home, it's going to the home, then courses, it's going to the courses, all of that stuff. It's working. Just the radio part is not working. Except for that, everything is working, and I'm happy for that. And the submit button is not working. Oh my god, submit part is also not working. That also I'll figure out, and just everything is working just fine. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. That's what, even in the day 2 video, we were stuck with something, that is I had forgotten the closing tag of title, but we figured it out finally. Similarly also we'll figure out, we have done 90% very well. So thank you so much for staying till the end. Definitely you will get better results. You guys also try solving questions. Wherever you get stuck, we'll find solutions together. Thank you so much for watching. Don't think that if you're stuck somewhere, it means that you have lost it, or you're failing at it, or you're not good at it. It's just making mistakes is a part of learning. If you haven't made this mistake, you'll make it somewhere else where you're not supposed to make. So better to make it here. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Until then, bye bye. Tomorrow we'll come up with 2 more practice projects, which I'm sure will ace it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.